Hi there guys and girls, welcome back to Give No Table Modelling. So this week, an artillery M4A1 Sherman, without the infantry, as I took that for the Comet diorama. So this kit's been knocking around a little bit while in the cupboard, so the box is a little bit battered, but the box art is quite nice. Okay, artillery instructions, nice little blurb. That's Sherman, information on what you should have on the sprues, and then very clear pictures, very clear instructions, and it's the old fold out A4 type, quite nice. And then on the back, nice coloured, what they called, pictures, which makes a nice change from the black and white that you normally get. So, nice little decal sheet. Not from experience, artilleries aren't exactly thick, they're quite thin and they are quite malleable. And then sprue wise, this is an 86 variant long gun. Otherwise, apart from that, nice clean sprues, no flashing that I can tell, everything's securely held in. Same again with the turret, nice crisp mouldings. The 86 gun, no muzzle brake on this one, which is fine. But the only annoying thing is the vision prisms around the commander's cupola aren't actually vision prisms at all, they are just indented into the plastic. But nicely done, no flash on those. And they've included a figure in with the tank. And then on to the suspension and tracks, rubber band type tracks. Suspension, nicely moulded throughout, and even the underside of the hull is nicely moulded. Apart from that, no flash, which is nice. This can be a nice, quick, simple build, as the diorama I'm working on at the moment is not exactly panning out as I thought, so I'm half tempted to scrap it and go with something else, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so on with the build. Okay, so on to some weathering now. So here I am using the AK acrylic mud, building up mud on the actual hull of the vehicle itself and on some of the suspension components. So all the way around, front and back. To gain inspiration for this, I actually watched Fury, the very start of the film, where she's coming back into their forward operating base, and she's absolutely caked. All the running gear is completely sodden with it. So onto tracks, and just quick track wash at this point to dull down the metal effect on both sides, and also helps enhance the rubber black, gives it a sort of aged look slightly. Okay, fitting the track. I actually did fit this one backwards to start with, and I took it off before this bit. Okay, so adhering the track to the top rollers as it does sag and rubber on those. Okay, so now we're just giving the track a general coat with moist ground, as the stuff that's on the base layer of the vehicle isn't going to be wet as the heat from the track dries it out. Okay, so adding some more of the acrylic mud on the top to build up the layers, especially where it's going over the return rollers and dropping mud off the track itself onto the main elements of the suspension, so the swing arms. Just using a bit of water to thin it down and get it in there so it looks like it's run down the actual track itself. Just getting in there in all the little bits with a tiny little toothbrush, toothpick sort of style thing, and building up accumulation on the track card. So adding some rust wash to the tow rope itself, as these would not be shiny metal, and now just adding some pigment onto the actual hull of the vehicle to simulate muddy boots that have just been over time and running down the side of the turret, as this is going to be set in the rain. Fixed with an animal thinner, just streaking it down the side of the vehicle, show runoff from the actual water itself. Just all over. Very pleased with how this one came out. Same thing on top. Okay, so here I'm using something new, which is the AK Wet Effects fluid. It literally looks like water. It's
a bit like a varnish. Don't touch it for 24 hours or you leave fingerprints. I made that mistake, so I had to reapply in a certain area. But all over, just streaking downside the vehicle, on the turret, along the gun itself. Personally thought this did a fabulous effect.